I know parents and families are still trying to enjoy those last few weeks of summer before going back to school, but now's the time to start looking for those deals. We have our favorite money saving expert, Trae Bodge, here to chat all about things back to school. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Always great to be with you, Rudy.
Always great to see you. We just got recent news that the interest rates have been going up or going up again, and a lot of people are looking at their finances, looking at credit card debt. So we want to save people as much money as possible.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, spending is also fairly flat. So it's going to be an interesting season for back to school because even though we may not want to spend more, we kind of have to because, like you said, inflation is higher. And then we do have those lists from the school. We do need to buy our kids these supplies.
So let's look at our first tip here is taking a look at what you already have. Obviously, sometimes you may have bought a little too much, last January, maybe September 2021, and take a look at the stock of like, maybe you don't need to go ahead and buy this and maybe look through, some of those drawers or, through your house.
100%. I mean, when the schools issue their list every year, they're only estimating what they think you're going to need. And so, inevitably, there will be things that your kids didn't end up using, maybe a few folders or a few notebooks. Maybe their backpack just needs a good wash. Maybe some of their clothes have not been completely grown out of. So, you should go through their backpacks, have them try on all their clothes, and then create your list to shop with.
I do want to mention Illinois is doing a reduced tax, 1.25%, August 5th through the 14th, but many states are going tax free on school supplies. So maybe look for that to be able to get a little bit extra money right there.
Absolutely. It's great to have a tax-free weekend. Not every state has one. As you said, Illinois is offering this 1.25% reduction for a couple of weeks, which is really nice to see. It's just an additional way to save a little bit more on your back to school expenses.
Let's talk a little bit about buying in bulk. Obviously, the more you buy, you might save money on that. Let's talk a little bit about that and, some of your tips.
Right. So if you have a wholesale club membership, say to BJ's or Sam's or Costco, this is the time to use it because these stores usually have a good storage of back to school supplies like your binders, your folders, your pens, pencils, backpacks, and even some clothes. So it's a really good time to take advantage of the extra discounts that those bulk stores offer with that membership that you're already paying for. Now, this is especially handy if you have multiple kids. You can split things up across your kids. But if you have an only child, I would look for a friend or a classmate to share some of those expenses with.
Yeah, I mean, there's no shame in asking a parent that you're friends with of like, hey, let's go into this together. Or you might have a Costco membership, and I may be an Amazon Prime member, and you can work together as far as getting the best deals on all these school things.
Right. So you mentioned Amazon, and that's a good one to remember that Amazon does have a lot of items available in bulk. Whether you have a Prime membership or not, you can take advantage of those discounts simply by shopping on Amazon. And if you don't have an Amazon Prime membership and you spend $25 or more, you can get free ground shipping anyway.
So we have our wholesale clubs, we have Amazon Prime, but also coupons. I mean, those never go out of style, and people can always save a little bit of extra money. Maybe some coupon sites and maybe some deals that you see coming up in the coming weeks.
Yeah, so I would take a look at couponcabin.com. I like them in particular because they have coupons, but then they also have cash back. And those can often be compiled with a sale that a retailer is already having. And a really easy way to use a platform like Coupon Cabin is to simply install their free browser extension. So then when you shop online, you'll automatically be alerted to savings. The other site that I would recommend would be slickdeals.net. They also have a browser extension. And I like Slick Deals in particular for your more expensive items. Like if you need to buy, for instance, a Chromebook for your child or a new smartphone for your child. These are things that you can save on by using the Slick Deals deal alert. You can enter the name of the item and then you'll be alerted when that item goes on sale. So you don't have to waste your precious time looking for sales on that item.
One of the other tips that I love so much is teaching kids about money. Is that oftentimes, obviously adults get into credit card debt all the time because you have a unlimited amount of like money that you can spend things on, and you're like, I'll pay for it later. But teaching kids and giving them maybe a MasterCard or a Visa card, and like, here's a limited money that you have. Here are the things you want to buy, whether it might be a particular outfit, an electronic item. Talk a little bit about that and the concept of having kids learn about the value of money early on.
Right. So even if you have younger kids, I would strongly suggest bringing them with you, at least on some of your back to school shopping trips. You may want to leave them at home, and I get that, but taking them shopping is a teachable moment. You can show them your budget and how different purchases affect that budget. So that's great for your younger kids. For your older kids, you mentioned a Visa or a MasterCard, you can give them a gift card and they can do their own shopping. A really fun thing to do is to order a customized gift card with a fun picture and a message. Gift Card Granny, who I work with, has really fun customizable cards that you can create very quickly. And so you can give that to your teen or tween, set them loose in the mall, talk to them about budgeting and being careful about what they buy, looking for sales, and they will learn so much on that sort of solo shopping trip. And these are things that will help prepare your kids for when they leave the nest as well.
And just an offshoot on that topic is that oftentimes you might say it's going to be more convenient for me to go into a store. I'll be in and out in 30 minutes, but sometimes kids just see items arrive at their house and don't realize how much they cost. The things you might have to sacrifice to put back on the shelf because you were getting these certain things. So I think seeing that early on teaches them that, there's not just an endless amount of money.
That's such a good point. I mean, kids don't understand where money comes from when they're born, when they're little and growing up. They just think things appear on their doorstep like those Amazon boxes that just appear, and they don't realize that you have to work hard to earn the money to then buy those things. And so taking them shopping shows them the process and helps give them a better appreciation of where things come from and how they came to be as well.
And let's talk a little bit about outfits and getting ready for that first day of school. Shoes, backpacks. Obviously, you kids, get a little self-conscious about maybe showing up with the same items they had, last semester, and they want to show up in a brand new outfit. Talk a little bit about maybe shopping for that.
Yeah, so kids, especially as they get older, they are more conscious about what they're wearing. Is it on trend? Is it, like you said, something that they wore last year? I would strongly suggest having conversations with kids about setting expectations. Let's keep some of the basics, like if their jeans fit them or their t-shirts fit them, keep those things and then add in a few new things so it feels special and new. I do also like buying used, especially for kids clothing, because kids grow so quickly, and you can use, say, a site like ThredUp or Poshmark and get them something that's gently used that feels new to them. And then that again will instill a value in them to be very cost conscious as they shop. You can also work with them to sell their gently used clothes back to platforms like this, and then maybe they can earn a little cash to buy something else new. So there's a whole process that you can take them through that I find really helpful. And then going into backpacks and things like that, if your kid is really set on having a brand new backpack every year, that's okay, but you just need to be mindful of like how that affects their budget and what else they can or cannot buy as a result.
And I know, something my parents did with me, and maybe this is getting a little, off topic. I don't want to turn it into a therapy session, but obviously sometimes you didn't get everything the first day of school, but you're like, we're going to come Christmas. Let's see if we can get you some more clothes, and maybe your birthday's coming up and we'll get you some more things at that point. So even if parents aren't able to get them a whole brand new wardrobe, or kids, are getting excited, they want to buy, 5 jackets and 6 shirts and 8 pairs of pants, that like we can get 2 of each of these. But then, we got the holidays coming up. Your style might change, the trends might change, and maybe looking forward to, you may not get everything right now, but in a couple of months, we can revisit that.
I totally agree. I mean, these are really important conversations to have with your kids, measuring wants versus needs versus your ability to spend right now. You certainly don't want to cave and buy them something really expensive like a designer pair of sneakers if it means that you can't get the essentials like the binder and the notebooks that your teachers are asking for. So sit down with your kids and talk to them about this. And like you said, if there's a birthday coming up or the holidays are coming, I also suggest holding a little bit of your back to school clothing budget until after school begins, because especially for your teens and tweens, they're going to go back to school and see other kids wearing certain things, and then they might want those things. And if you've used your entire clothing budget before school occurs, then you don't have any wiggle room in your budget to maybe buy that wide leg pair of corduroys that they want because all the other kids are wearing them.
Trae, it's always so wonderful to chat with you. TrueTrade.com is where you go ahead and find all more details on everything back to school. And we'll chat with you soon.
Thanks so much, Rudy.
Thank you.